Jake here for American Muscle, and today I've got the Pedal Commander Bluetooth throttle response controller for 2016 and newer Camaros. If you're looking for a way to eliminate that annoying delay in your accelerator pedal when you mat it, or you want to change up the driving experience of your Camaro, then you need a throttle controller. And this particular one from Pedal Commander offers you a ton of adjustability, plus the benefits of Bluetooth integration for a pretty reasonable price. Now let's get something out of the way first though. This is not a tuning module, so it is not going to increase the power output of your engine in any way whatsoever. Rather, this is going to control the responsiveness of your accelerator pedal. So this is perfect if you want to change up the driving experience of your Camaro without going all the way to a tune. So the goal here is to decrease or eliminate the lag that you feel when pressing the accelerator. Like anything with an electronic throttle, which is pretty much every vehicle nowadays, there isn't quite an immediate response when putting your foot down, nor is it one-to-one between the positioning of the pedal and the opening of the throttle body. But the benefit to that electronic throttle is that you can tweak them to make them more or less responsive depending on what you're looking for. Now, Pedal Commander does one thing and one thing only, and that's throttle controllers, so you know that they're going to execute this well. Now this unit in particular has 36 different settings to choose from. So you have 4 preset modes to start with that you can cycle through using this little star button right here in the middle. You've got Eco, City, Sport, and Sport Plus, each with a different level of sensitivity to tailor the driving experience and the responsiveness of your throttle to the situation. Eco mode allows you to maximize fuel economy by actually delaying the response of the pedal. Now you might be wondering why you'd want to do that, but if you're trying to save fuel, this is a huge benefit. Pedal Commander actually claims that you can get up to a 20% increase in fuel economy with that setting versus your stock setup. Now delaying that response from the pedal means that you can also use this for a valet mode for a new driver or for slippery conditions like rain or snow where you want just that minutest amount of control. City mode brings more of that old school feel of a cable actuated throttle, so this one's going to have a nearly 1-to-1 ratio between the position of the pedal and the opening of the throttle body. So it's going to be much closer to what you'd expect the vehicle to do, especially if you're used to driving older cars. So this one is perfect for traffic or around town, something that's really set up well for a daily driven car. The Sport is going to amp things up another notch for a more spirited driving experience. So this mode is going to send the signal about 70% faster than the stock setting for quicker response and of course then more fun. Now Sport Plus is going to kick things up even more, and this is really more for a race type setting. So this is going to bring the heat and it's going to provide you nearly instantaneous response as soon as you hit the pedal to give you that really raucous driving experience. The manufacturer does caution, and I will double down on that you should be careful where you use this one. So this is really perfect if you're going to the strip or you're going to the road course or even doing, say, an autocross or something like that. This is where you're going to get the most response as quick as possible. Now, in addition to those 4 different modes, you might have also noticed these little plus and minus buttons down here on the bottom, and you have 9 different settings that you can change up within those 4 different presets. So the standard setting here is 0, and then you can either increase the sensitivity from there up to +4 or turn it down to a -4. So you've got 4 modes of adjustment on either side. It gives you a ton of adjustability, and that means that you're going to be able to dial in your Camaro and get it to respond just the way that you like it. Now the other big thing to note here is that this module is Bluetooth enabled. Now that's not to say that it's wireless. You can obviously see the big wire hanging out of it, but it does mean that you can access and change those settings that I was just talking about via an app on your phone. So you can download the Pedal Commander app from the Google Play Store or from the App Store. You can make all your adjustments right there in the app. Now, of course, I feel that I should throw out a cautionary note. Please don't be on your phone while you drive. But the other big benefit with this that I see is that you can mount this box out of sight in the car. Most other throttle controllers need to be accessible for any kind of adjustments to be made, but this one can be mounted discreetly, keeping everything looking stock on the inside. And Pedal Commander actually gives you a couple things to make that happen too. So instead of just sticking the actual box somewhere, you've got a little mount, so you can set this up and you can take this out whenever you need it. And they also provide you with some Velcro, a nice alcohol wipe, and even a little zip tie to make sure that everything is neat and tidy for a good stick. Really nice that they throw everything in there. Pricing here is going to come in around $350, and that puts this one in about the middle of the category when it comes to these sorts of modules. Now, you are getting a ton of adjustability here, plus some really good quality construction and the usability of having that app too. And for the difference that this can make in your driving experience, I really do think that it's worth the price. Installation will come in here at a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should only take you about 15 minutes to get it installed. Just 2 plugs to do, and then you can mount this control unit wherever you'd like. Really couldn't be much easier than that. So let's head on over to the install bay right now and we'll walk you through it.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a throttle controller on our Camaro, so let's get started. So our first step is going to be to disconnect the harness attached to our gas pedal. So now we can come down to our gas pedal. We're going to be pulling up on this red tab and then pushing in to disconnect our harness like that. So now we can install our harness splitter on our pedal commander. Now this connector with the red tab is going to plug into our gas pedal, and then the other connector is going to connect to the connector that we disconnected. So our first step is going to be to run the wires for our pedal commander. Now we're going to go right through this gap in the steering column here, which will drop it below our dash down towards our pedal. So now we can feed our 2 connectors through our hole here. And we can pull them down and through into our footwell. So now we can take our pedal commander and our double-sided tape, we'll peel back our backing, and then we can stick that down to our bracket, and then we'll just peel off the other side. And now you can mount this wherever you'd like. We're just going to go right in the center underneath the steering column, and we'll just press that down into place. So now we can take our plain black connector and plug that into the harness we removed from our gas pedal, just like that. And then the one with the red tab is going to be going right back into the gas pedal. Now we'll press that red tab to lock it into place. So now our last step is going to be to get all of this wiring out of the way. So I'm going to tuck it up here behind the carpet. So now if we turn the car to accessory, we'll get our little startup sequence. So now we have 4 different modes. We have Eco, City, Sport, and Sport Plus. To change through our modes, we're going to hit this yellow button with the star on it. So we can switch between our different modes, and then to go back to Eco, we're going to hold down on the star. And now in each mode, we have 4 levels of sensitivity that you can adjust using the plus and minus here. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Pedal Commander Bluetooth throttle response controller for your 2016 and newer Camaro. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things Camaro, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.